for life in a very good quality form line. So he was my third selection. Douglas Ham, Glenn thought had a good chance. Brigalow Bush, number 7, the stablemate, he also gave a good chance, although he said the draw makes it a little bit tricky out there in barrier 7. So 3, 6 and 12, I thought number 2, the Golden Rule, certainly had a chance in the race. And number 9, Svartsmara, I think Danny touched on the fact that he's been a little bit unlucky but put in a couple of good runs at his past couple. So it wouldn't be a surprise to see him show improved form as well. So it's an open race, probably outside the favourite, who does look to give the John Justice stable a good start to the evening here.
All right, thanks Tanya. John Justice, there he is on screen, talking over at the moment, about to go past there on number 3, Art Scooter, which has really shortened up on the market. The more we talk about him, the shorter he becomes. So
actually, that pole mark here has got a sneaky chance. Red Thunder, he ran a good second in the free-for-all last week in Adelaide, if I'm not mistaken, second behind Ryan's Day.
He actually chased home Van Tune.
Oh, there you go.
Brigalow, Douglas Ham chased home Ryan's Day.
Right. Yeah, with the other free-for-all, and he's representing a bit of value there.
Fancy, pulling the Oracle into gear. Dear me. I was talking before about whenever we want to know anything. Well, there's a prize example of some of Bobby's work for those of you that, of course, bought the Harness Racing Weekly this week for $3.95. All the facts and figures, all combined by this man right up here in the corner. And before, remember, he was just a little bit offended when we referred to him as a veteran? Well, let me read it to you. Excuse me, boys, I'm just about to put it down. Bob Kane, veteran journalist of more than 35 years' experience and former editor of Harness Racing Weekly, has covered more Interdominions than most will remember. Kane, a keen historian, knows what it takes to win Harness Racing's richest prize. Here he sums up the form of the contenders. I'll get your thoughts on that a little bit later on, all right?
Actually, everyone's waiting for this.
Are they?
Oh, yes.
Don't tune off. We're just about set for race 2. Here we go. Here's Danny.
Justice yellow with the blue diamonds and sleeves. Cindy Hardy, who's drawn the 5, wears the colours that Golden Rain carried to victory. To Interdominion Glory, the all green of the Alexander Davies stable. Chris Halford with the drive. Now Svartsmara's up to his old tricks here. Svartsmara's going to miss at 30 metres. He's now pacing but giving them a start. He did this last time. They're set. Ready, race 2, the green light on now, and they're away and pacing. Good charge for the early lead. The favourite got out well, Art Scooter, but so too did the Golden Rule as they draw about 3/4 of a length in front of Red Thunder. The Golden Rule looking for the lead and gets around Red Thunder. The favourite Art Scooter's up outside of it. Jarinda Jester trying to slot into the 1-1. A little bit of trouble back middle of the field there in some bother, and losing ground was Motion Pictures, and also slightly inconvenience was Cyclone George. Easing out of it, the stablemates Douglas Ham and Brigalow Bush. The favourite Art Scooter continued on with its run and crosses the Golden Rule as they go into the back of the 1600. Art Scooter in front, the Golden Rule is second, 3 back the inside Red Thunder. Jarinda Jester left without cover now, and with the trail is Rainbow Supreme. 4 back the inside was Honky Low Bell, a couple of metres away Svartsmara, so after missing the start, he's still in front of about 5 of them at the moment, which include Motion Pictures, Cyclone George, which takes off 3 deep. Now hooking out was Douglas Ham, will trail up Cyclone George, 5 metres to Brigalow Bush, and last on the inside Cindy Hardy. The lead time in 32.5 and the first quarter of the last mile in 32.2. Art Scooter the leader turning into the straight with about 1100 metres to go. Cyclone George is quickly working up into second position. Third the Golden Rule right behind the leader. Then Jarinda Jester, and striding up 3 wide was Douglas Ham. They've got a lap to go. 3 deep with cover is Brigalow Bush, the stablemate of Douglas Ham. 3 back the inside Red Thunder. Rainbow Supreme in the centre. Svartsmara 3 wide but 3 back. Then Honky Low Bell away from the pegs. Cindy Hardy got up on its inside, and Motion Pictures is last as they pass the 800. Second quarter in 31.3. And the favourite Art Scooter the leader with John Justice, led by a metre 2 Cyclone George. Out 3 wide Douglas Ham. The Golden Rule's had a nice run behind the leader. Then Jarinda Jester 3 wide with cover Brigalow Bush. Red Thunder on the inside of Rainbow Supreme and Svartsmara. Then Cindy Hardy on the inside of Honky Low Bell, and Motion Pictures is last of all. Turning off the back of the 400 metres, and Art Scooter led by Nectar. Cyclone George called on. Out 3 wide, sticking on Douglas Ham. Then came the Golden Rule. Jarinda Jester and wider out on the track as they came to the turn. Brigalow Bush. Third quarter 28.6. It's Art Scooter tackle hotly. Cyclone George hit the lead on the home turn. Art Scooter trying to rally. Cyclone George in front. Douglas Ham, Brigalow Bush, the Golden Rule back to the express post lane. Cyclone George is in front. Brigalow Bush Bush, Douglas Ham, the Golden Rule. Cyclone George tackled by Brigalow Bush. Brigalow Bush for the run, got up and won it. Brigalow Bush has won it, beaten Cyclone George and the Golden Rule. Then Jaron Digester, Rainbow Supreme. Red Thunder, next time was Honkulo Bell charging home. Douglas Ham not far away. Then came Art Scooter and Cindy Hardy. And towards the tail end, Svartsmara, who put a hole in his manners again, and motion pictures at the tail end. The final quarter in 30 seconds.
Gee, big odds here, Brigalow Bush. This was a horse we had a bit of a push for a couple of weeks ago over there in South Australia, and it's gone up here at $33.70, Brigalow Bush, and that was your interview that went out the back door, Tanya, too. But I tell you what, the Cyclone George a bit stiff because Jody had done all the work, got up, sat outside the death, and I thought nearly had the race won.
I thought that he just about did have the race won. He certainly put pay to Art Scooter very quickly once they straightened, and he had made that mid-race move and did a good job. But Brigalow Bush had a lovely trail into the race. He worked 3 wide on the back of his stablemate Douglas Ham. Darryl Douglas taking the drive, Glenn Douglas driving the stablemate Douglas Ham. And you can see here he was travelling very well coming to the home turn, although Darryl was just asking him for an effort, and he pulled him wide at the top of the straight and he ran home very strongly. This is the horse that we did tip a few weeks ago in Adelaide, and he's been a bargain buy. I'm sure they only paid around about $4,000 for him from country New South Wales.
Oh, really?
And he's won, well, at least 4 races now for the stable, including $14,000 in prize money tonight for his MO win. So he's been one of those nice little stories that you'd love to pick up yourself if you had the opportunity.
All right, Robbie's waiting there trackside, as you can see, about to greet his good friend coming back here, so we'll see what the two mates have to talk about as he jumps aboard. Whoops, that was a bit hard.
One of our leading drivers here in Victoria, Darryl Douglas, and what a superb drive with Brigalow Bush. Well, I suppose from barrier 7, Darryl, on paper, he looked to have the job ahead of him, but with that card into the race, we know he can sprint very quickly. Yes, that's all he can do is just sit back off the pace and have one crack at him. And when Douglas Ham took off, Jody took off in front of Douglas Ham, and that I was in 2 minds whether to go and follow him, but just had to take the punt and hope that Jody got the breeze and didn't end up the Glen, and it worked out good. Well, you've been absent for most of the weeks, 4 weeks of the carnival, driving over in South Australia, but always nice to drive a winner on Interdominion final night. Yeah, it's always nice to drive a winner. It doesn't matter when it is, but like as you said, the last 3 weeks have been in Adelaide, so it's always good to come back home. All right, Darryl, congratulations. Well done to your brother Glenn, who trained the horse. Brigalow Bush taking out race number 2 with Darryl Douglas on board. All right, thank you, Robbie. As we're looking at the closing stages of this race, with number 12 on the outside there, Cyclone George for Jodie Quinlan, looking to have the race in her keeping. Plenty of animation from Jodie and plenty of movement, but down the outside comes Brigalow Bush for Darryl Douglas, getting up and winning by probably, well, nearly almost a long neck on the line. Brigalow Bush $33.70 and $6.30, number 7. From 16s to 25, Cyclone George, number 12, second, 14s to 16s, 4.10. And number 2, the Golden Rule, 4s to 11 to 2. And paid $2. Quinella, $242.50 for 7 and 12. Exacta, $818.80 for 7 and 12. And the trifecta, add a 2 to it, 7, 12 and 2, you get $3,161.90. And the running double, 10 and 7, $189.90. The favourite unplaced there, of course, which is probably putting a little bit of value into that for you. Well, let's have a look here. This, to me, is a little bit of a gear which has come off one of the horses there. I'm not too sure whether it's a
looks a little bit like a bell boot, I would have thought. Yeah, possibly.
But that horses are going down the back, and the clerk of the course has jumped off his pony, picked it up, and I'm not too sure what horse it actually came off. Oh, yeah, it is a bell boot. Oh, no, it's well, I suppose in simple terms it looks a bell boot. It might be just a half boot off the front there. So we're not too sure what horse it came off, but it's had no effect to the winner. And just having a look at him, it's not any of his gear. Just having a look at him coming back. Bobby, we might continue with your look at the rest of the meeting at Adelaide. In fact, we've only, oh sorry Bobby, we've only got a couple of minutes before we get to Brisbane. I'm getting all excited here.
Getting all excited, Robbie.
2 minutes, let's have a quick look here at the market. Albion Park tells me that Educate, Paulie Armbro, Mavro Chief are the top 3 fancies. Now in order, on track it's Paulie Armbro and Mavro Chief that are around, how can I tell you this? They're $3.25 each of 2 on track. So do your sums there and you'll find that as far as the tote's concerned, the $4.30 and the $4 is good shopping compared to what their track price is. Now Educate is $5.50, he's $6.30. These are bookmakers' prices, comparing it to tote prices. And then we go out to horses of the calibre of Runaway Rosie, who's a point better than the each way. Couple of points better, or 3 points better than each way, as El Bolero. They're the top 5 horses in the market. Rob saw them 2 to beat 7 and 9. El Bolero on top at $9.40. He's a couple of dollars shorter than that on track. Second pick here, number 7, Paulie Armbro. $4.30 is good shopping. 9, his third pick, Mavro Cheap. $4.10 is good shopping at the moment. 60 seconds to Albion Park. Let's see if we can pinch a bit of time and continue with Bob's look here at Globe Derby.
I think we got up to race 5, Rob. Well, it's a real easy network pace, mobile over 22.30. This is the first leg of the daily double. One scratching here, number 10, Chatham Luck. A simple reason that it's been sold to West Australia and will now be trained by Fred Kersley. Number 9, Fantasy Dash. He's a classy 4-year-old with 14 wins from 23 starts. And shooting for his 4th straight win here. How long have you been doing aerobics?
Actually, my cord's actually got caught around the bottom of my chair and jammed, and I was talking to people going down like this because as I was talking, it was coming down on my chair. So
you go and get your cord caught, fella. Anyway, Fantasy Dash number 9 to win from number 11, Young Jate. Had a flat tire when
by the way, anyhow.
Halley's Boy and Tiny won over 1,800 metres here last Tuesday night. And for third, we'll slip in number 4, Third Decision. So in race 5, Robbie, 9, 11 and 4. Okay, mate?
Yeah, keep rolling.
Okay.
Race
6 is a Mermaid Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, a mobile. One scratching number 1, He's Paying. I thought number 5, Jamin. She's an exciting filly, unbeaten in 3 starts. Won at Gawler and Whyalla before beating Excitable and Christopher Dean here a fortnight ago. This is the toughest test to date, but she does look a promising filly. Number 5, Jamin to beat. Number 2, XJ6, that's hard to say. Former Kiwi now with Neil Cavallaro, was placed at 5 of 9 New Zealand starts. And I keep an eye on the market for number 2, XJ6, and for third, number 6, Cindy Hardy. So 5, 2 and 6 in race 6.
All right, just about set for the first up there at Albion Park. All tapes across the track here for race 1. The back marker is Runaway Rosie. Fairly safe in the market. 8.70, point better than the each way on track now to 9.40. So there's a bit of value there. Any shorteners? No, we've still got the 2 favourites, joint favourites here, Paulie Armbro and Mavro Chief.
No, off 10 metres tonight. Paulie Armbro is close to favouritism as well. They're the top 2 in the market. So they're just about set. The light about to be switched on. In fact, an attendant moves out onto the track with Royal Renegade. Just straighten him up for the moment. He rears high in the air, Royal Renegade, and the attendant's still with him at the moment, so they have been standing for some time. The attendant clears the track now, and they're just about ready for the first. The strands fly back and away they go. Royal Renegade began quickly. El Bolero just squeezed up at the start. Out wide, Rodalco was pacing roughly. Alval Magus began fast, and Paulie Armbro's 5th on settling down. Then the Akuna Matata and Mavro Chief. New York Frank was midfield. Bronte Bay's deep off the course, driving through Educate along the markers. Then Runaway Rosie, who's using the inside runs early. Back second last was Ogler, and last of all was Mickey J. Royal Renegade leads by 4 lengths over El Bolero early. Striding around the field, Bronte Bay up into 3rd spot. Then Paulie Armbro, who trails the leader. Alval Magus in the 1-1 trail. The inside was Educate. 2 lengths to Ronalco on the outside of Runaway Rosie. The Akuma Matata 3 wide. In between runners was New York Frank, then Ogler. Mavro Chief is back second, last the favourite, and last of all was Mickey J. Royal Renegade in front. The lead time 42 seconds, which isn't overly fast. It's Royal Renegade a neck clear over Bronte Bay, content to sit on the outside of the leader. Paulie Armbro was 3rd, and 1 out, 1 back El Bolero. 3 back the inside Educate, then Alval Magus. On the inside Runaway Rosie. The Akuna Matata's been 3 wide for the entire journey. Mavro Chief is tracking him forward. Then New York Frank, Ogler, and last of all was Mickey J joining the 3 wide line. Ronalco 4th last. Royal Renegade in front. The first quarter 31.9. So Royal Renegade's had a nice run. He leads by a length over Bronte Bay, and not much pressure on the second quarter either. Paulie Armbro's had a nice nice trail behind the leader. 3 wide, the Hakuna Matata. El Bolero strung up in traffic. 3 wide and 1 back was Mavro Chief, then Educate on the inside of Alval Magus. Mickey J's 3 wide and 2 back, then Runaway Rosie, Ronalco, Ogler, and last of all was New York Franken joining the 3 wide line. Royal Renegade in front, leads by a half length, 32.7 the next quarter. It's Royal Renegade a half clear from Bronte Bay. The Hakuna Matata out 3 wide. Mavro Chief's got a nice card into the race. Paulie Ambro trails the leader. Then El Bolero, Educate. In between runners, Alval Magus. Out deep off the track was New York Frank, tracking up behind Mickey J. Then Ronalco, Runaway Rosie and Ogler at the tail end of the field. Royal Renegades just in front of Bronte Bay with 400 to run. Paulie Ambro third. The Hakuna Matata 3 wide. Then El Bolero. Here's Mavro Chief out 4 wide. Then Educate, Mickey J, Alval Magus, Ronalco, Runaway Rosie, New York Frank and Ogler up to the turn. Bronte Bay hit the lead from Royal Renegade. Mavro Chief is sweeping around the field 4 wide. Mickey J 5 wide and Paulie Ambro uses the sprint lane. There you go, halfway down the straight. Bronte Bay's hit the lead. Paulie Ambro flying along the sprint lane. Mavro Chief out wide. Bronte Bay in front from Paulie Ambro. Bronte Bay has won from Paulie Ambro and Mavro Chief. Runaway Rosie was storming home late. Then Ronalco, Mickey J, El Bolero, Royal Renegade. Educate close up. Then the Hakuna Matata, Ogler, Alval Magus and New York Frank at the tail end of the field.
This is an important announcement to all harness racing fans. Harness racing will not be telecast on Channel 31 after Saturday night, February 26. To continue to enjoy harness action, we recommend you subscribe to pay television, either Foxtel or Optus. Contact your preferred pay TV distributor now to avoid disappointment.
Some people act crazy, but most Australians value life insurance. Some have problems with life insurance and superannuation policies. Talk to your insurance company first. If you're still unsatisfied, the Life Insurance Complaints Service can help. The Life Insurance Complaints Service is a free service. Call toll-free on 1800 335 405. The Life Insurance Complaints Service, supported by the federal government and the insurance industry for Australian consumers.
Etc. is Northern Access Television's magazine program. Each week on Mondays we cover topics from all over Melbourne, featuring reports and interviews on a diverse range of subjects, from community groups to arts and entertainment to activities and special events. To find out more, you can also look at our website at welcome.to/etc. So tune into Etc. Mondays at 8:30 p.m. here on Channel 31.
Hello, I'm Mirella Killingsworth, live at our Channel 31 studios in the city with the weather forecast. Tomorrow, fine and mostly sunny day with a moderate wind, an overnight low of 15 degrees and a top of 27. On Monday, fine and 30 degrees. On Tuesday, fine and 32. On Wednesday, fine and 32, mainly fine. That's all for the weather for the moment. I'll have further weather details for you in about 1 hour. Hope you're happy, relaxed and having a lovely evening with us. Now it's back to Rob.
Welcome back. We have a look at tote dividends here. Bronte Bay, Paulie Ambro and Mavro Chief 6, 7 and 9. 21.40, 470. Paulie Ambro 180, 170 for 9 Mavro Chief. The SPs, Tanya, having a look at them. Bronte Bay, number 6, started at 16 to 1.
He did. Paulie Ambro was 9 to 4 out to 5 to 2 and Mavro Chief number 9 was very solid, 9 to 4, open favourite and held that quote.
All right, Bobby, let's continue with your look here at Globe Derby.
As the horses get onto the track for race. How many is this up? 3. Number 7, race 7 in Adelaide is the Belfast Pace. Belfast. They make good pies, Robbie. This is the second leg of the Daily Double, and once again they've done an incredible thing in Adelaide. This is the fourth leg of the quaddie and the second leg of the Daily Double. 2-year-old race.
Now listen, you may get in trouble through the week again by doing all this sort of stuff that you're doing now.
Who?
Cash for comment.
I do this for nothing. I don't expect anything in return.
Okay,
mate.
all right. That'll get back.
Selections here are 5, 7 and 6, but I suggest you watch the market. Number 5, Gold Statue, is a stablemate of Sir Stromming, has had the benefit of 5 runs. The latest went second behind Escapades at Moonee Valley on January 31, and that should be enough to get the money here. Number 5, Gold Statue from 7, Star Tress. This is the half sister to Sorrento Star. Distant second behind Duomo last week will have been improved by the experience. And for third, number 6, Blue Orient, it's a classic Gary colt trained by Jeff Potter, races in the Port Adelaide Football Club colours, has Jeffrey Webster in the cart and is a trial winner. So in race 7, 5, 7 and 6.
Bobby, I think someone's waiting for you.
Yeah, that's
Whom?
just behind you, the ambulance gentleman. There's 2 actually standing there just in case anything happens.
Medical Transport Services. Well, I probably need that at the end of the night, and I'll give you my Interdominion tip in a moment.
All right, okay. Now, also, just before we keep going, there's a man out in the control room with 4 dozen pies. He wants to know what to do with them.
Are they Belfast? I don't want them unless they're Belfast. Beautiful pies, Belfast. Race 8, the Gerard's pesticide space. You can probably put that on the Nellie Bly. Mobile over 22.30. I thought number 1, Mon Waverley. Now, an excellent second behind Jillaby Magic at Moonee Valley on January 22, then third behind Ryan's Day and Douglas Ham in a free-for-all here last Saturday night. The one to beat from the pole, number 1, Mon Waverley. Hardest to beat 7, Our Awesome Andy. And for third, number 3, The Lure. Good things on the night. Race 4, number 9, Sir Stromming. And race 8, number 1, Mon Waverley.
Now we have 3 minutes to the first at Globe Derby, which sees us at the moment with Apache Glen, the favourite, at $3.60 and $1.60. Now that's good shopping.
It is.
Because it's about $2.75 on track.
Ooh. Or 7 to 4 if you want to say.
Yes. Yeah. And easy though. Nothing's firmed. Red Coach Diamond is a point under the each way, and next best in the market is Luan right on the each way. So that gives you an idea. Your thoughts for Interdominion?
Well, I thought that was quite obvious.
The pennies just dropped.
Pennies just dropped, yeah, Uncle Sam. I do think that the septic tank horse will get the money. Slug of Gin, for this simple reason, he's had a thorough preparation. I maintain that to win in the Dominion, you've got to have a thorough grounding in Grand Circuit racing. And he started back in October. Has been placed in 4 Grand Circuit races. This is the first time he's drawn a decent barrier. I think he'll pounce on the lead and I won't see which way he goes. Hardest to beat, of course, Courage Under Fire. And I do think Shaker Maker will, not Shaker Maker, yeah, Shaker Maker will be hard to beat. And You'll Star could be the sneaky.
Got a lot of supporters, Johnny Justice and Shaker Maker.
Yeah.
And I suppose from our point of view, any of the Victorians will do, but...
A word of warning if you're going to back the Kiwi. A Kiwi hasn't won an Interdominion in Australia since 1977. Stanley Rio. It's a long time ago.
It is a long time ago.
Yeah, but he was a 4-year-old, so was Courage Under Fire.
Gee, it wasn't all that long ago, Bobby. In fact, probably at the start of this Interdom Carnival, we were saying, hang on, 4-year-olds, now in open company, playing senior footy, let's say, but all of a sudden we look, Shaker Maker's a 4-year-old, Courage Under Fire's a 4-year-old. 11
4-year-olds have won Interdominion Grand Final, and you go back to 1991 when Mark Hanover won, the last Kiwi to win an Interdominion instantly. He beat Christopher Vance and Franco Ice, and they were all 4-year-olds.
4-year-olds, yeah, interesting. But they've had good. When you say 4-year-olds, they are mature 4-year-olds. They're a good type. The little fellow, well, even though he's small in stature, he's.
Mind you, the 4-year-olds that have won in the past have been Hondo Grattan, Al Maestro, Minuteman, Mark Hanover. We said San Simeon was a 4-year-old. Springfield Globe was a 4-year-old. So they've been. Jody's Babe was a 4-year-old. They've been very good 4-year-olds.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your night.
I will, Robbie.
And, you'll sing the Star Spangled Banner if this horse gets up.
I'll have a slug of gin or 3 if it gets up, because I might have my own money on it.
Enjoy your night. We'll have a look here at Globe Derby, and then we're back here at Moonee Valley. $6 plus for slug of gin at the moment in the markets, as you saw there beforehand on the tote for the Interdom final, pacing final at 10:05 tonight, 10 past 5. A reminder to you to make sure that you've got your video set and everything else. 10:05, what did I say?
5 past 10.
10:05, that's the same time.
You said 10 past 5.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm not used to starting work early, you see, this is the problem. Let's have a look at Globe Derby here. Stand start. Favourite is Apache Glen number 5 in front of 1 Red Coach Diamond, and then we move out to number 2 Luan. Bobby saw them. 5 to beat 2 and 6, and they're away.
Trotting, then gallop, so he's out the gate. He's gone. You've backed him. Money goes down the drain by the looks. Regora shows good speed. Got the association of Mark Webster with Regora, and he got him going away very fast, and he's got a good association with his horse. Couple of gallopers around the first turn. Galloping there was Josie Gilbert. Luann galloped. Apache Glen goes to second. Then in third placing behind those was Too Hot to Trot. A margin of 12 or 15 metres to Dual McCall. Then Red Coach Diamond on the outside of the back marker, Not Shy. He's made up good ground. Luann a further 20 metres away, and Josie Gilbert would be 15 metres behind her. Down the back they go. They've got just over 2.5 laps to travel. They've got about 2,100 metres to go. And leading the way, it's going along nicely. Regora leads away by about 6 metres. Apache Glen in second placing. He's up nice and handy tonight. Too Hot to Trot is third. Dual McCall fourth. Being flushed out now. Puts Red Coach Diamond 3 wide for a stride or two. McMillan trying to get back and get cover, but can't get there at the moment. Not Shy also coming one off. So he's going forward now with Red Coach Diamond. Apache Glen comes one off, so he's got the 1-1 with Red Coach Diamond. They're still 40 metres clear of Josie Gilbert, and Luann's a further 60 or 70 metres away. They've got about 1,700 metres to travel now as they hit the winning post with 2 to go, and Regora out in front by about 4 metres. In second placing is Apache Glen, facing the breeze. On the inside, Too Hot to Trot. 1 out and 1 back is Red Coach Diamond. Then behind those on the inside, Dual McCall, then Not Shy. Josie Gilbert's made up good ground as they slacken the speed. She's about to tack on, and Luann's still about 70 metres away. Lead time 1:27.8. Past the 14:50. Regora still in front by about 5 metres. Might take some catching tonight too. And second placing Apache Glen, facing the breeze. On the inside is Too Hot to Trot. Red Coach Diamond, 1 out and 1 back. Dual McCall, 3 back the inside. Not Shy on the outside of Josie Gilbert, and still that margin of about 60 or 70 metres to Luann. They've gone past the 1,200, and Regora leading the way still by about 3 metres. In second placing Apache Glen, edging a little bit closer now. On the inside third, following the leader was Too Hot to Trot. 1 out and 1 back is Red Coach Diamond. Dual McCall still 3 back the inside. Not Shy on his outside, then Josie Gilbert, and still a long gap to Luann. First quarter covered in 32.2. Regora trotting nicely for Mark Webster, still by 3 metres. Apache Glen's travelling well outside the leader. On the inside is Too Hot to Trot. Webster slowing the tempo a little bit here at the winning post. They've got about a half mile to travel now. Red Coach Diamond, 1 out and 1 back. Dual McCall, 3 back the inside. Then behind those on the outside was Not Shy, Josie Gilbert, and only about 40 metres away now was Luann. Heading down the back straight now towards the 600. Second quarter covered in 32.8 again. 65.6 the first half, and he's starting to lift the tempo now. Regora in front by a metre. Apache Glen on the outside, travelling nicely. Red Coach Diamond, 1 out and 1 back. On the inside, Too Hot to Trot. They're sprinting fairly quickly now. Not Shy on the outside of Dual McCall, and then behind those Josie Gilbert. She's dropping off as they sprint up. Apache Glen, very confident. David Harding goes to the lead. In second placing, Regora. Red Coach Diamond around the outside of Too Hot to Trot. Third quarter, well, pretty quick. 27 here, can't believe that. Apache Glen in front though, leads by 3 or 4 metres. Red Coach Diamond is trying hard down the outside. Too Hot to Trot trying to come with it. Red Coach Diamond, he's still going to get up, is he? Yes! Red Coach Diamond first in front of Apache Glen. Third was Too Hot to Trot. Then behind those was Dual McCall. Regora behind those, then Not Shy, Josie Gilbert. And last of all was Luann, about 70 metres away. Top effort.
Yeah, it is a top effort. Confident call from Jimmy Jarks here. Red Coach Diamond, not a lot in this. On the outside from number 5, Apache Glen. But who are we to argue? He's there on track, but gee, as they hit the line, he's got the momentum up, Tanya, certainly, hasn't he?
He has, coming down the outside, just right on the post. You'd nearly say he has got up.
That little horse just kicked again too, didn't it? Yeah, he has got his bib in front.
Now, I stand to be corrected. I've got a feeling Red Coach Diamond might be Wagon Apollo's brother. Half-brother.
Oh, that's interesting.
I could be wrong, but I've got a feeling there's certainly a horse over there that is related to Wagon Apollo, and if this is the horse that David Davidson raced over here, I think he may well be.
470 and 210 for the winner. We're just having a look at the breeding on this horse here at the moment. We'll have a quick glance. Red Coach Glory out of
Full brother, in fact.
Yeah, it is a full brother. All right, so 470, 210 for the winner. Here they come through. 140, number 5, Apache Glen. Too Hot to Trot, 430. SPs, I can tell you, as we await the trifecta to come through. 5 to 2 to 3 to 1, the winner. Apache Glen, 6 to 4 to 7 to 4. And Too Hot to Trot, 25 to 1. Here's the trifecta. Cornella's, 870 for 1 and 5. The Exacta for 21.70 for 1 and 5. And the trifecta.